Hello, all the fans of heavy music and not only.
On the Rock Other World channel, another video is dedicated to a video game with a powerful soundtrack.
Today we have rock and roll racing from 16-bit era, which came out in the early 90s of the 20th century.
A lot has been said about this game, and I have nothing to add in terms of gameplay, development, levels, cars. There are dozens if not hundreds of reviews on it and walkthroughs in internet.
My theme is rock and roll.
So, Rock and Roll Racing, which was released in 1993 on the platform Super Nintendo and Sega Mega Drive, is a fun race on different planets where you can shoot, improve cars and lot more. The style of the game, that is what important. It is made all in this rock style, even the characters of the game look like caricatures of some real musicians. Pay attention, here at this kit the guitar in the form of an X. Such guitar is more exact a bass. It is possible to see at Gene Simmons from legendary Kiss. Now about the main thing, music. Famous songs that can be heard here have more primitive sound compared to the original record. In the era of 16-bit games, it was impossible to add a very cool sound to the game due to great limitations. The memory of cartridges was much lower than modern media, and the higher the sound quality, graphics and effects, the more space the game should need. And consoles at that time worked on cartridges whose memory was very limited.
The soundtrack of the game includes 6 tracks.
First, Bad to the Bone by George Thorogood and the Destroyers. George Lawrence Thorogood and the Destroyers began their careers in the 70s. The band origin is Wilmington, Delaware. Already in the early 80s, the band came to fame. They have a very recognizable style, namely the song Bad to the Bone becomes the main song in the album, also called Bad to the Bone, which is released in 1982. After that, the song appears in a huge number of movies, TV series, cartoons, wherever you need to emphasize the appearance of the bad guy. Here are just a few examples from the long list where you can hear this song. Christine, 1983, a horror film based on the book of Stephen King. Lethal Weapon, 1987. Terminator 2, Judgment Day. Major Pain, Megamind.
This is really a very famous song, and finally, in 1994, it enters the world of gaming.
Second, Highway Star by Deep Purple. In itself, the band Deep Purple is one of the cult because it is considered one of the pioneers of the genre of hard rock and heavy metal and contributed to their formation. This band from the United Kingdom originated back in 1968. The song Highway Star was recorded in 1971 and was released on the album Machine Head 1972. This song is very relevant here because it is about a guy who races on his car, comparing it with his girlfriend. The song is considered one of the first in the genre of speed metal, and the vocals and keyboard solo in it are among the best in all rock music in general. This song can also be heard in one of the Futurama series where she plays during the stunning race. Third, Paranoid by Black Sabbath.
Again, we have a band that is one of the founders of heavy metal, Black Sabbath.
Song Paranoid featured on their second album, Paranoid, 1970. Black Sabbath's first album was well received by listeners, but this theme from the second album made the band incredibly popular at the time. Even now, it is one of the most recognizable songs of the band. The song was born by accident, as the band's bassist Geezer Butler recalls. A lot of the Paranoid album was written around the time of our first album, Black Sabbath. We recorded the whole thing in about 2 or 3 days live in the studio. The song Paranoid was written as an afterthought. We basically needed a 3-minute filler for the album, and Tony came up with the riff. I quickly did the lyrics, and Ozzy was reading them as he was singing.
And about the word filler. Now we have everything digital. And then, in the era of vinyl plates, everything was very limited.
You need to make perfect timing of the songs, or the album will simply have a few minutes of emptiness if you don't record anything else here on it. That's how hit Paranoid, which is one of the best in the history of heavy metal, appeared by accident. It can be heard in movies and TV series, and in addition to rock-and-roll racing, it can be found in Guitar Hero and several other games. 4. Peter Gunn by Henry Mancini.
The oldest song in terms of age that can be heard in rock and roll racing.
It belongs to the genre of jazz and rock and roll and was created for a detective series called Peter Gunn, which aired on ABC and ABC channels from 1958 to 1961. The song was created by the American composer Henry Mancini, a famous author of songs and music for movies. The number of movies and TV series that have his music is simply amazing. Even Breakfast at Tiffany's. Mancini's list of personal awards is impressive too. There is an Oscar and a Golden Globe. As for the song Peter Gunn, it was released separately on the album in 1959 and won 1 Emmy Award and 2 Grammys. 5th, Born to be Wild by Steppenwolf.
Rolling Stone magazine ranks this song 129th in a list 500 greatest songs of all time.
The song itself was written by Canadian musician Mars Bonfire and first performed by the American but Canadian origin band Steppenwolf, which was founded in 1967. From the beginning, the song was conceived as a ballad, later acquiring its current sound. Released on the plate in 1968 and already in 1969 became wildly popular and recognizable in modern culture due to the appearance in the film Easy Rider, which is considered cult. Also, the song Born to be Wild is sometimes considered the first song in the heavy metal genre and is always associated with the culture of bikers. Sixth, Radar Love by Golden Earring.
This song was only in the version of Rock-and-Roll Racing for Sega Genesis and only for her.
Band Golden Earring was founded in 1961 in The Hague, Netherlands. The song Radar Love, which is currently playing, was released in 1973. The album she appeared on is called Moon Tan, and this is their 9th studio album. Many magazines include this song in the top 10 songs for driving. It is also great for driving with shooting on other planets. The song tells the story from the point of view of the car, as to its driver, with whom she has a specific relationship. Radar Love from Golden Earring deservedly hit the top 10 national charts of several countries, such as Germany, Canada or Spain. Its presence in this game is logical. These unusual songs that make up the soundtrack, as we see each of them a hit that is worthy of being here.
It was the story of a cult soundtrack for one of the Sega's iconic races, Rock-and-Roll Racing. Bye, rockers!